Al Capone, not just a gangster, but a businessman. Al Capone was a gangster operating in one of the most profitable industries in American history. But the key difference, this industry was shaped not by free market forces, but by government policy. Prohibition did more than ban alcohol. It eliminated legal competition. Demand still existed, and it was growing. Those who filled this gap made enormous profits. Economic rule is simple. When demand exists but supply is banned, someone will meet it. The 18th Amendment. Demand didn't disappear. The 18th Amendment, enacted in 1920, banned the production, sale, and transportation of alcohol. The government framed it as a moral mission. Alcohol equals crime, poverty, domestic abuse. But demand didn't vanish. Prices rose. And this gap was where Capone stepped in. Capone's business model. A modern corporation. Born in Brooklyn in 1899, Capone entered organized crime at a young age. Chicago became an economic hub where alcohol was the new oil. His operation wasn't a gang, it was a vertically integrated enterprise. Beer and whiskey production facilities, smuggling routes, distribution network, hundreds of hidden bars, speakeasies. By the 1920s, his annual revenue was about $100 million, roughly $1.5 billion today. Money laundering and legitimacy. The profits were illegal, but Capone handled it cleverly. Invested in restaurants and nightclubs, used cash-heavy businesses to clean money, secured protection through bribes. Corruption wasn't a side effect. It was the infrastructure of his business. Economic mechanics. Risk equals profit. Before Prohibition, alcohol was cheap with low margins. After Prohibition, police and government bribes, transportation risks, middleman fees. These risks increased prices dramatically. Alcohol became valuable not for quality but for risk premium. Demand remained high. It was embedded in culture and society. Violence was visible. Finance was the foundation. The 1929 St. Valentine's Day Massacre showed Capone's violence, but real power was financial. Rivals fought over distribution. Capone's revenue streams maintained his system. Downfall, taxes, and legal change. He couldn't be convicted for bootlegging, but in 1931, he was sentenced to 11 years for tax evasion. In 1933, Prohibition was repealed. The market became legal, prices dropped, monopoly profits vanished. The government began collecting taxes. Modern financial lessons. Markets are never completely free. Policy and regulation, direct money flow, artificial scarcity creates profit. Licenses, bans, and restrictions leads to higher prices. Policy-driven wealth is temporary. When rules change, profits fall. Diversification is a survival strategy. Modern examples: cannabis industry, from underground market to legal corporations. Cryptocurrency, high margins before regulation, shrinking as institutions enter sanctioned oil, rare metals, carbon credits. Demand greater than legal supply equals opportunity. Summary: Capone's story is not about crime. It's about the profit mechanism between demand, scarcity, and policy. When laws change, profits disappear, but the mechanism keeps running. The same rule applies today. Spotting opportunity, managing risk, and adapting to change are key to success.